So, hello and welcome back, everyone. Today I managed to break Path of Exile 2. I found a way to actually freeze all enemies in my Blasphemy area. So this I have increased quite a bit. But now we have everything frozen around us. They can't attack us, they can't move in on us. And we are perfectly safe and can finish up everything as we like to. Yeah, one by one if we want to. I don't exactly know which builds would profit from this the most, but this is actually has been a super fun experiment. And let's go break it down step by step. Today I want to test out slow effects on enemies. So this is the Temporal Chains, which will reduce the enemy speed by 33%. So speed minus 33%, which mainly comes from minus 30% and the increased effect from quality 10%, so 33% all in all. And of course, if we put this into Blasphemy, this will be reduced a little bit. So we have minus 19% on standard Blasphemy curse. And let's go in and increase the slow even more by getting an additional effect on. And this is debuffs inflict 6% increased slow magnitude, but we want especially presence epics of the moment. Enemies in your presence are slowed by 20%. So this is just a completely different slow. So this slow effect seems to be, let's see if we can reactivate it. But this Blasphemy seems to be unaffected of my special ability from my Chronomancer. But we can see as soon as they enter this area here, they will be cursed as well as speed reduced due to my apex of the moment. So you can see this when as soon as they enter, they will become a little bit slower here. It's around 20%, so it's not perfectly visible. But there you can see them actually slow down a little bit when they enter my presence. So in the next step, I want to increase all the slow effects. And we have a slow effect here around 10%. We have a slow effect here for 4 and 10% slow magnitude. Then we have slow magnitude down here, 5%, 5% slow magnitude. We have 4% slow magnitude up here. And then we have a set of slow magnitudes down here, 5, 5, 5, and another 10% increased slow magnitude. So we should be at around 70% slow magnitude, I think 68, something like that. And I also found that you can have the enchant of increased slow magnitude of up to 30% on your gloves, which means let's increase this to around 98, I think, if it's perfectly summed up, but 100 around, I'd say let's around 100% slow magnitude. So I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like you can actually see the difference on our apex of the moment. So these have definitely been slowed down more. Now when they enter our presence, they're definitely slowed a little bit. So it's around 20% plus 100, which probably means around 40% slow on our presence of the moment at the moment. Let's go in with a curse. This reduces it by 66% now, which means it's exactly doubled up the 33% to 66%. Let's see what happens if we actually put in Temporal Chains into Blasphemy here. The 19% has been increased to 38%. And on top of the 38%, you can see the 40% from my apex of the moment. But this means that these effects are not additive. They're not being added together. They are basically put next to each other or parallel to each other. So you can see they have 66% movement reduction, and if they had 40% more, they would already be completely still, which they are not at the moment. That means apex of the moment just works parallel to the other slow effects. So 66% and is the new baseline for 100% increased slow. Let's go in and try to increase also the effect of the curses. I will not put in this one because this is just, it actually also hinders enemies, which kind of messes up the calculation. But let's go in with this one. We have 6%, 6%, 6%, and 18%, 36% increased effect of curses, then 36%, then we have 36, 39. Wow, I'm really bad at math. So let's, one more time. We have 36%, 46%, 49, 52, 55%. So 55% is very nice because we have jewels which give another 5%. So if we have 5% increased effect, we need 9 of these, and then we have 100% increased effect of the curses. Let's go in and slot in these 5% increased effect of curses. 1, 2, 3. Another one. And here's a 9th one. I could put in another 10th one, but this kind of, now it's an easy plus 100% of effects of curses, which should net us a very nice bonus here. We can see how it adds up. And let's put in the Temporal Chains, and they're frozen. So we managed to get our 126%, which is not exactly plus 100%. We had 66%, and it adds up to 126 now. Oh, that was, let's hope that he doesn't die. My test subject, 126. So we get 66, and it should be 132 actually, but yeah, something probably fell off the wagon at some point, or is not calculated exactly as we wanted to. But now we know that if we get the slow magnitude or the curse slow magnitude to over 100%, they're actually completely frozen. And this is with Temporal Chains, it's the easiest to set up with, because the slow has been quite nice, and with like 80-90% increased effect of curses, we can already slow down everything in the Temporal Chain area. So apex of the moment, I don't exactly know how it scales with curses, as we don't have the nice summed up button here under the UI of the drowned. So I don't know how that scales, but we can also test it with the other one. So let's go in and actually put it into Blasphemy. So Blasphemy will reduce the effectiveness of the curse. You can see now it's around 73. So this is the new baseline for 100% affected better curse and 100% increased slow. So now by increasing the effect of our auras, we can increase this effect even more. So we have 8% aura effect, 8%, 20%, and 8% aura effect here. And we will increase effect from auras for another 100%, or, well, I have some of these gems with 9%, so 95% on top of that, which means we will increase our aura effect by around 150%. Well, 145, I believe, something like that. Let's go put in all of these, and then let's bring this up to more than 100% on Blasphemy. And there we go. It's 105% on Blasphemy. So we can basically freeze the whole screen as long as there's white mobs. So Buyer of the Rotten Pack is a boss, which will mean she won't be frozen. But this one is the basis of our effect. We have 105% slow on our Blasphemy, which means all the white mobs in our Blasphemy range will be frozen. So now the question is, how can we increase this even more? Oh no, I killed our test subjects. So we still have a few skill gems that we can use. IG. So let's go in with Encumbrance, causing inflicted slows to be more powerful, so 15%. So at the moment we have 105. Let's go in with this one here. It increases this to 114, and we have Heightened Curse, which increases it to 124. So let's see. This is Heightened Curse and Encumbrance. So we have minus 124 slow effect now on our enemy drowned. So this effect, let's see how it scales with bosses. I think with bosses it's just reduced to half. So let's go and find the first boss here and see how much she is slowed. But yes, also it's actually really funny to see that all the enemies are slowed down, and we can see here this one is only slowed 86%, so it's a rare mob. It is probably reduced by like 25% or something like that. And then Byra of the Rotten Pack, so a boss, is 62%, which means it's reduced by around 50%. So I'm not entirely sure if you would have 200% slow effect, if that would mean we would also freeze bosses. So this is something that would be interesting to see, but I don't really know how to increase it any further. If you have any ideas, let me know. So we could try around now and increase the area of effect by removing increased effect of auras and adding on top these ones here, increased area of effect of curses. So these kind of scale up the effect of the curses. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure this one is actually super amazing. So this one I left out. For now, it increases. We can also increase it by 8%, the effectiveness even more. And then they also get hindered, and additional movement speed reduction with 30 or 15%, I believe. But yeah, so this is what I came up with. So I can kind of reduce the movement speed of all white mobs by around 130%, 126. But yeah, it would be interesting to see how we can increase this even further. I can increase the area of the effect even more. But yeah, this is the effect I came up with, and it comes with quite a bit of an investment. So this obviously makes no sense whatsoever, because I put every passive point into scaling this. And yeah, so I don't really know if there's a useful build who can use this. So in my opinion, the classes that could actually go with this is probably the Titan Warrior, because they can actually increase the reduction of these passives here. They can double the effect, I believe. So these ones here could be doubled, and that's actually quite nice to double these effects here. And then you wouldn't need that many other nodes. But yeah, you would need a build that actually kind of needs very little support from the passives to kind of have a nice effect. Or maybe a very good setup with gear. So for example, the shield that gives you spell damage per spirit, and then a lot of spirit on the other things. So for example, the Alpha Howl increases the presence radius, but increases also your spirit. And then you get spirit on the body armor and the amulet. And then you get the shield, which increases your damage per spirit. So that would be a nice setup to kind of try to run this. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure I can do this with the Chronomancer. It has been really nice testing this though, and now I think I understand way better how all of this works. But yeah, we found out how to actually freeze the whole frame. So that's actually quite a lot of fun. These guys here, I don't know why they can actually move. They don't seem to be completely frozen. I guess they're kind of, these are rare mobs, and these ones are as well. So rare mobs are way more difficult. They seem to have a little bit of a resistance against your slow effect. But otherwise, yeah, it's really interesting to see. And let's go and kill everything off, and then yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know what you think. Is there a build that can actually profit of freezing the whole stream, or does it not make sense? Because we just need so much support from our passives to make this work. Yeah. Let me know. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.